Hey guys, how's it going? Professor Shuckle here, and today I'm back with the remainder of my games for the UCA Team Tournament. UCA stands for Ultimate Crowning Achievement, and yeah, if you've watched our earlier video, we played. I uploaded my battles for weeks 1 to 4, and yeah, and if you haven't seen it, be sure to check that out if you want to see how we did. But anyways, our team, I was drafted on #JustMonica, and we won 2 weeks out of 4. So to go into mids 2-2, and to make playoffs, we're looking to win the last 3 weeks so that we end up with 5-2, which would guarantee clinches playoffs. 4-3 could clinch us playoffs as well, but it would depend on like head-to-head and differential and stuff. So ideally, we'd like to win all 3 weeks. So yeah, and for this tournament, I mostly play Sword and Shield. For my team with the Mega Pidgeot Dragapult Sand team that we drafted, and we've been making it popular. So yeah, so for week 5 we are up against Lucky Liberos, and our opponent for the week is the Starfish, who are running, unfortunately for us, are running the Celesteela Zeraora Mega Garchomp core that we ran into last week. And although we did win that matchup, we had to bring like some tech to beat it, and now like it's unlikely the same tech works again. So now I have to think up new ways of beating this. But this team is actually scarier because there's a Necrozma and Tapu Fini. Necrozma is a huge threat in Gen 8. It got Dragon Dance and like Meteor Beam's not allowed on this, but yeah, Necro is just a huge threat now, like huge setup threat. And Tapu Fini as well. Setting Misty Terrain means I cannot potentially fish for burns on Zeraora, which is a huge threat, or Wisp the Mega Garchomp. So they have a pretty safe pivot on Magmortar to go into Tapu Fini into Mega Garchomp. So yeah, pretty tough matchup, even if I say so. But yeah, we're rocking with our Pidgeot Sign team, and we actually made a change at mids. I felt the team didn't have a good ground resist. Our only immunity was Mega Pidgeot. So I got my team to drop Hitmonchan for Go-Goat, the goat. I made that change because Go-Goat is a grass that can actually heal in sand because it has access to Milk Drink. A lot of grasses don't actually have recovery like that because they usually rely on Synthesis, which doesn't synergize well with sand because it'll only heal 25%. So that's why we got Go-Goat as our cheap low-tier grass. And it has set up moves in like Bulk Up, it can Lead Seed, so has Sap Sipper and Grassy Pelt and stuff, so like it's a good Pokemon and can definitely be a threat. So yeah, anyway, for this matchup, let's go with the team. Of course, we start with Mega Pidgeot because it has to come to every game because Mega Pidgeot is broken. We're running enough speed for Mega Garchomp. So like the Mega form, not regular form, but like I believe they will Mega Evolve as soon as they can. Like some bulk to... Not sure what the bulk was for, but just to make it bulkier in general, because I only needed 204 EVs and special attack to like get the KOs I needed. And we can run Modest because their speed tiers are kind of bad from Zeraora straight down to Mega Garchomp. So we're running Hurricane because it hits everything except the Zeraora and Steela, and Heat Wave hits the Steela super effectively and does decent damage versus Zeraora. Roost for longevity, and then Defog just to get rid of hazards because we're not running Excadrill this week. Next up, we have Dragapult. We're running enough speed for regular Garchomp here because just in case, like a lead matchup or something, and I don't want to, risk that. We're running Choice Specs, Shadow Ball, Draco Meteor, U-Turn, Thunderbolt. Other than Wallaby, they don't have a Shadow Ball switch in on the team, so Shadow Ball spam is pretty free. U-Turn is to, if the Wallaby comes, is to U-Turn and bring in Aromatisse and set up Trick Room. So that's the U-Turn for, and then Thunderbolt catches the Wallaby, Tapu Fini, and Steela, so it's a pretty good coverage move to have. And because I don't expect them to go hard Zeraora or Garchomp on Dragapult. So yeah. Next up, we have Go-Goat with Leftovers in a pretty physically defensive set. I didn't put Max because its HP is so high, so it's better off investing into special defense, and it still checks like Zeraora and Mega Garchomp decently well. We're running Milk Drink, so we get 50% recovery in sand. Wild Charge to hit the Celesteela, which will probably be their best switch on this, I believe. Leaf Blade just to get around Bulk Up Zeraora, because Leaf Blade has a good chance to crit, as well as like Iron Defense Tapu Fini or something. And Leech Seed is for passive recovery. So yeah, that's our set. Next up, we have Magmortar with Heavy Duty Boots and Flame Body. This is just here for Celesteela, as well as to potentially get a Flame Body burn on a stack if terrain's not up. It is bulky, enough speed to outspeed Jolly Celesteela. Thunderbolt, which hits the Tapu Fini as well as the Celesteela. Clear Smog is for like, I don't expect Necro to run like max speed or Tapu Fini. So Clear Smog is in case they start setting up, so we can get rid of those boosts. Taunt is again to stop setup if you're faster. And Lava Plume is again just stab as well as to fish for burns if terrain's not up. Yeah. Next up we have Tyranitar, which is a win con for the week. With the weakness policy, enough speed to outspeed what is it? Outspeed, I'm not sure. It might outspeed, I'm not sure what I'm outspeeding here, but I believe after a rock polish we should outspeed max speed Zeraora, so that may have been the calc. And then bulk to this was the only attack I needed to kill everything at +2. So we're running Rock Polish. With the weakness policy, we should get a +2 attack boost, and we can live a lot of hits, especially with the Spadef boost from Sand. So we can set up on Tapu Fini, Celesteela's Heavy Slam, maybe Necro's Earth Power, potentially, or like a U-turn from Wallaby. And we have Crunch, Thunder Punch, and Ice Punch. Ice Punch is for the Mega Garchomp, Crunch is for everything else, and Thunder Punch is for the Celesteela. And Tapu Fini. So yeah, that's all the coverage we need, and this can definitely win if you get enough chip or like get it going. And last we have Aromatisse with the Babiri Berry, max HP almost as well as max special attack, Quiet Nature because we're running Trick Room. And we have Nasty Plot, Trick Room, Moonblast, and Thunderbolt. I'm not running the weakness policy, Draining Kiss, Thunderbolt, Nasty Plot, Trick Room set because I brought it last week, and honestly, I expect them to prepare for it, especially when I click Trick Room and stay in on Celesteela this time. So they could try to get around it by like switching or clicking Leech Seed. So that's why I was like, they will prepare for this obviously, so I want to pressure a different way, which is just by Nasty Plotting up and being super offensive, and not relying on the weakness policy boost. But again, they don't have a Fairy Resist, so if I get a Nasty Plot up, they don't have a Moonblast switch in. So other than Steela, for which we have Thunderbolt. So yeah, that's the team. As for leads, I thought my best lead was Go Goat because it covered everything. If they let Celesteela, I could go Magmortar. But I expected them to lead Zeraora because Dragapult leads are so common. And Dragapult matches up well versus almost everything else except Wallaby, and which I can U-turn on and get in like Aromatisse. So yeah, I figured they lead Zeraora, and I decided just lead with Go Goat. As they do lead with Zeraora, and I lead Go Goat, I decided to just click Leech Seed here. I thought they would go hard Steela. I didn't expect this to have Toxic. I just thought it would be like knockoff, close combat, Plasma Fist, Bulk Up. So having Toxic, kind of annoying that this is on timer, but yeah, anyway, I decided to go Magmortar on catching the Celesteela double. I could have Leech Seeded again, but I didn't want to take poison damage right away. So I went to Magmortar, which covered the Celesteela play, or if he decided to go for Knock, I would have the Flame Body chance. So yeah, I go Magmortar to catch him. Here, I thought their best play, because last game I fired off a Wisp right away, and Wisp would have neutralized this Garchomp completely, because, yeah, like, Rest Talk is kind of weird, and they don't have, like, Heal Bell on the team, so, you know, if this gets Wisp, it's really easy for me to play around it. So I thought their play would be to go Tapu Fini, which should live any one hit from this thing. Like, it was probably not even 2k out because Fini is so bulky. And then go into Garchomp on the double, because that covers me like staying in or doing any like switching out, because terrain's up, so Dragapult can't even KO it because Misty Terrain weakens dragon attacks. and I can't burn it because terrain's up. So I click Thunderbolt expecting Feeny, but he goes Garchomp, so he catches me. But I don't believe that was the best play. Anyway, I go hard Go-Goat now as the dude Mega Evolve and get up their rocks, which is like similar to what happened last time. Here I just had to just click Leech again. Didn't expect him to stay, or like either to stay in or to SD. So yeah, I click Leech Seed, and unfortunately for us, we missed. And this is actually huge because that takes away a play from me, because if I get the Leech Seed up, I have a super free Aromatisse next turn because of Leech Seed. Like even if he clicks Earthquake, predicting it, I get recovery back, and he cannot kill me after that. Like so, you know, that would be like a good play. Or like even I could go Pidgeot, I believe it's lifted Dragon Claw after that damage, and Leech Seed recovery would always like put me in a good held like position. But missing the Leech Seed is bad because he could try and take advantage of this by Swords Dancing, and like I really want to stop that. So I stay and I click Leech Seed again, but unfortunately for us, a Go-Goat has taken too much damage and cannot do anything else this game. But I make the play into Pidgeot now expecting the Earthquake, and I wanted to just keep Go-Goat in case I was able to defog and then maybe get it in and Roost, but at that point I think it dies to everything now, so I decided to just keep it as a sack and get in Pidgeot, making an aggressive play expecting the Earthquake. And here I just fire off a Hurricane. I didn't want to mess around with Mega Garchomp. It still does 35% to Zero Aura, so that's good to know. Like this can only switch in one more time to Hurricane. But here I decided to go Magmortar on the Plasma Fist, and like just hoping for the burn basically, but 2 chances we don't get the burn, which is really unfortunate. Yeah, like 30%, so I think it was slightly in my favor to get the burn after 2 turns, but it is what it is. Anyways, I go into Aromatisse. They don't have a Moonblast switch in, so I click Trick Room expecting the Stila, which is what to do. Here I click Nasty Plot, expecting them to either protect to waste a turn of Trick Room or click Leech Seed. But they actually click Heavy Slam, which is again like interesting because I could have been Weakness Policies bulky again, and then I would be a +3 and I would kill this thing. And you know, it would be the same thing as last time where I could click Draining Kiss while I'm in Trick Room, and I would heal up a lot because they don't have a Fairy Resist, and I would soon be back up to full because of Draining Kiss. So yeah, they definitely did not, they either did not see our last game or they did not expect Weakness Policy Draining Kiss, which is, you know, like fine. But now I have to click Thunderbolt, just trying to weaken this thing basically. I click Thunderbolt, does 66, so as you can see, if I had plus times 3, this would have been gone or been a roll, like it would have been a 1%. And yeah, so they click Heavy Slam, which is again unfortunate. I decide like the only way to win is to click the T-Tar button. So I go T-Tar, hoping they click Heavy Slam on my rocks as I Rock Polish, but they actually click Leech Seed, which is a good play by them. But now I decide to just damage this thing, so I click Crunch. Also kind of baiting in the Feeny, trying to show that I don't have Thunder Punch, but I click Thunder Punch now. I do a good amount of damage, but they click Fire Blast, so they I feel like they expect Weakness Policy because I click Rock Polish, and they get the burn, which is again unfortunate because now I don't even kill this thing. Because like even if they switch, they would have to stop playing around T-Tar, and if I nail the prediction, things would have been gone. But now they can just stay in and like you know, be the annoying Celesteela set, protect Leech Seed and the burn. So like yeah, and yeah, that'll be game. And now they click Heavy Slam to get another Speed Def boost. I just go pitch out. This game's over now because I can't beat the Stila. Click Heavy Slam a couple of times, but like it is what it is. They decide to save differential and go Tapu Fini. I click Shadow Ball, hoping to like at least get a kill, but they have Draining Kiss, so like I can't even get a kill. And that'll be our game because yeah, Go-Go dies to rocks on entry. So unfortunately, we take a 6-0 L this week. You know, it happens sometimes. Not saying that I would have won without the hacks, but I would have had more plays, and this would probably like this would not be a 6-0 if there was no hacks for sure. But it is what it is. Sometimes you win 6-0, sometimes you lose 6-0. It's like a game, so I'm not too worried about it. maybe I should have ran the same Aromatisse, the weakness policy, draining case Moonblast with draining case Thunderbolt, which would have put in work for sure. Especially because they didn't seem to have a counterplay to it. So, but yeah, unfortunately lost this week. But luckily for us, my teammates piped up, and we actually won the week 4-3. We clean swept in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and we won the remaining games in Sword and Shield to win 4-3, which was big. So we go 3-2 in looking good, getting momentum for playoffs. So which is good, and my teammates backed me up basically. Anyway, week 6 we were playing sub to Perksy, which I believe are also in playoff contention. And even despite a loss, I was picked to play again, and of course I was going to use the Pidgeot Sign team because the problem was not with the team. And luckily this time we get a more favorable matchup, not like an impossible matchup. I was supposed to play Jake Collin, but they had to sub out, so I was playing PKM Adam, who I know as an ORAS player, but and a pretty good player. So, but skills transfer across generations, so that I'm pretty sure they're a pretty good Sword and Shield player as well. So yeah, we will have our work cut out for us. As you can see on the screen, they have a team of Slowking, Galar Weezing, Greninja, Mega Mobile, Gliscor, and Rotom Frost. What is surprising is they had an Infernape, which I thought was the biggest threat to my team, along with Greninja. A Sword Stance Infernape was actually super scary for my team. But they left it on the bench, which I was fine with. I'll take that. And they had a Leafeon, which I didn't expect to come because I have a Pidgeot. Anyway, yeah, this matchup is similar to our week 1 matchup, but this is slightly more even, I would say, because they have Greninja and Infernape, which are threats to my team. But yeah, let's go over the team. We have Mega Pidgeot again, enough speed for Infernape, so 347. Super bulky, so I believe we'll have a Choice Specs Ice Beam or Choice Specs Hydro Pump. Not sure after Rocks, but definitely from full. I believe that's what the investment was for. And we're running Hurricane because they don't have a Hurricane switch on the team. Well, they only resist some Mega Mobile, and we have Heat Wave for that, and Rotom Frost. And I believe the best Hurricane switch is going to be Slowking, AV Slowking or Spidaf Slowking. So Hurricane, Heat Wave to cover as the attacking moves, Roost for longevity, because we can eat a lot of hits from things. And Roost up on Gliscor and Slowking and stuff. Substitute is because I expect the Slowking to be the switch to this, at least the first time. And Substitute lets me scout for what the Slowking wants to do, if it's Zap Cannon, trying to abuse my No Guard, or is it just going to teleport, or if it's going to slack off, Thunder Wave, Scald, just to see what the Slowking wants to do. That's why we have Substitute to scout. Yeah. And behind the sub, it's also freer to just fire off Hurricanes, and we can also use this to work around Mega Mobile, Sucker Punch, Mind Games. Next up, we have Dragapult with an interesting set. We're running Leftovers, enough speed for Greninja, and max special attack Timid, but with some bulk, because first this was, I believe, Choice Specs, but Choice Specs Hex, but Infernape was a huge problem, and Dragapult naturally is immune to Fighting Stab and resists Fire Stab, so I was like, oh, this works pretty well as an Infernape check. Mostly because Infernape does not have good coverage to hit Dragapult. It doesn't get Ice Punch and stuff, and its only coverage is Shadow Claw, which I didn't think they had room for. So this was going to be my Infernape check. So that's why the bulk and the Leftovers to keep checking Infernape repeatedly. Disable is good tech because most of the mons will only have one move to hit Dragapult. Infernape could only have Earthquake or something, and Gliscor could only have an Ice Fang or something. So if we disable that, or Galar Weezing only has Strange Steam. So with Protect and Disable, we can Protect to see what they want to do, and disable them move, and then they can't touch us while we get Leftovers recovery, and then we can fire off Wisps to get burns, and then Hex powers up to 130 base power. And yeah, it also powers up to 130 versus Gliscor and does a lot of damage. especially because I expect the Gliscor to be physically defensive to take on Excadrill. So Hex will do a lot of damage to Gliscor. And yeah, so the main goal of this team is to spread status around so Dragapult with Hex can easily win. The only resist is Greninja, and even that takes like 40% from Hex. So yeah, pretty good win count for sure. Next up, we have Magmortar with the heavy duty boots. Super physically defensive so that we can take on Mega Mobile hits like its stab. We don't take knockoff into Sucker Punch because Mega Mobile is broken, and we don't take a Stone Edge or Rock Slide for sure. But we take Play Rough and Iron Head, and we can take a Play Rough or Iron Head into Sucker Punch. I made sure of that. Enough speed. No, this speed was just a random number I put to kind of speed creep Gliscor, like 56 speed Gliscor or something like that. Just to get an idea, basically to get an idea of what speed Gliscor is at. If it's faster, then I'll know its speed, and yeah, basically that. Lava Plume to spread burns as usual is good stab. If Gliscor is not poisoned yet, we could even snag a burn on that, which would be cool. Thunderbolt is for the Slowking, and I guess Greninja as well. Taunt is to stop like Slowking teleporting, T-Spikes from Weezing. If you're faster than the Gliscor, we can stop Roosts. And Wisp is again just to play around the Sucker Punch with Mobile and try to get the burn, which is cool. And again, power up Dragapult's Hex. So yeah, next up we have Toxapex, Black Sludge, Regenerator, Super Spadef with Toxic Spikes, Recover Skull, Knockoff. This is our dedicated switch for Greninja, which is a huge problem. This was initially physically defensive, but I thought Swords Dance, Earthquake, Infernape broke through this anyway. So I made this Spadef and made Dragapult the Infernape check. Toxic Spikes to spread status around. They do have a Weezing, but they have to bring it in, and Weezing is free Pidgeot, so I don't mind that. Recover for longevity, Scald is just good stab, and can also spread burns, and then Knockoff is for like getting rid of the Slowking's Assault Vest and Choice Scarf and stuff. Choice Specs, Choice Scarf, whatever. I didn't think I needed Sludge Bomb because I think Mega Mobile would be the most likely switch in on this, so yeah, this is Mega Mobile fodder, so we have to be careful around Mega Mobile for sure. Next up we have Tyranitar with a Choppleberry for the Infernape, and we're running Adamant with enough attack to kill Infernape, I think, or to hit KO Mega Mobile, something like that. Enough speed, we have to run a lot of speed to outspeed Jolly Mega Mobile, which is what we're doing. And we're running Crunch, Earthquake, Ice Punch, Stealth Rock. Stealth Rock is just good chip, Crunch is good stab. Their only resist is like Mega Mobile and Galar Weezing, and I don't expect the Galar Weezing to come in and take hits from this because it has to take hits from Dragapult. Ice Punch is for the Gliscor, and Earthquake's for the Mega Mobile. Also, if the Galar Weezing is like Misty Terrain, then Earthquake will hit that, so that's good to know. And Rocks is just chip. This is probably going to be a dedicated lead. And next up we have Excadrill with Life Orb, and we're actually running Sand Force, so we're trying to bluff Sand Rush, but we're going to be Sand Force, so we do more damage to Gliscor because it boosts up Iron Head as well as like Earthquake. So that's there. Oh yeah, I had that Magmortar speed, and this speed was like a little bit faster, so I could try to gauge Gliscor's speed, which will be important because I want to stay in and Iron Head the Gliscor and do a lot of damage because we're Life Orb Adamant. We have Iron Head, Rapid Spin, Earthquake, and Swords Dance. I believe with the Rapid Spin we are also faster than Greninja, although that doesn't matter because Greninja has Water Shuriken and Infernape had Mach Punch, so I thought setup Excadrill wasn't that good, or even Sand Rush, because at most I would get a kill and then be forced out, so I decided to just do as much damage and break with Excadrill. So yeah, that's our team. As I said, dedicated lead would be T-Tar, covered everything. So yeah, let's get into the battle. I decided to lead off T-Tar as the lead Rotom Frost, which is fine. He can burn me, I don't really care, I want to get up my rocks. He clicks Volt Switch, so it could be choice locked, but I decided to click Stealth Rock. They actually go Gliscor, which is interesting because I could have clicked an aggressive Ice Punch right here, and this would be gone. But anyway, I get up my rocks, and this is like not a problem. I decided to click Ice Punch because I live in Earthquake at this range, and if he decided to click his own rocks, he would be taking an Ice Punch, or if he clicks Forest Dance, he would be punished. Yeah, but they click curse and ice punch only does 44, showing that this is super physically bulky. And yeah, like this is a problem for sure. So I decided to go hard into Dragapult here because, but if they're cursed and they probably have Roost and Earthquake to hit Dragapult and to hit Tyranitar and Excadrill, they can only have one move. Like they might have Facade or Ice Fang, but I felt like Facade was more likely that wouldn't touch this, so their only move to hit me would be Earthquake, which means I could disable that, and then this Gliscor is walled by Dragapult. So, but anyways, here I go in, and if I'm choice specs, Hex would kill this. So this was just to bluff it out and scare it out. So I click Hex here, and as they go Wheezing, because Specs Hex would have killed that. So, and now they know I'm not Specs. Actually, they should have known I was Leftovers. I would have never killed. But Earthquake didn't kill me, so 2 Hexes would have killed the Gliscor. So maybe that's why they switched, because they wanted it to check Excadrill. But anyways, they go Wheezing, and this is free Pidgeot for me. So I go Pidgeot. As they click Defog, they could have been Toxic Spikes, but I go Pidgeot, and now I can fire off a free Hurricane. And as they go Slowking, which is what was expected, and it does 32. And I can't tell if that's Assault Vest with like special attack investment or just Bidef, because they haven't shown an item. So I click Substitute, trying to see what this Slowking wants to go, as he clicks Teleport, which works out perfectly for us because now he has to come back in and take a Hurricane, and there's always the confusion chance. And here he goes Rotom Frost, which works out for us because we are behind a sub. And I decide to click Hurricane. If we have faster and they get the slow Volt Switch off, it's fine because we do damage to this that it cannot heal. And if it's faster, it doesn't lose us anything because we click Hurricane on like something strong, and they will not go Mega Mobile because Heat Wave could be like Heat Wave would be bad for that. So, and they have a Slowking, so I just click Hurricane behind the sub. I have no reason not to. And they show they're faster, so they're Choice Scarf, but they make a greedy play and go Greninja, expecting me to click Heat Wave. But I get them with that and then click Hurricane. And here I wish I was max special attack because this would have killed this thing. Or like they didn't have defog, so this would be gone. But yeah, that's good damage. We get the confusion. But I decided to go into Toxapex, which was my check. But unfortunately for them, they hit themselves in confusion. So yeah, sorry to my opponent for the hacks. But that's good because Greninja is gone. And that was a huge threat for sure. And that's one thing that cannot revenge Excadrill now. Like, at least in their mind, because I could be Sand Rush. So here, I decided to stay in because I know it's Scarf, so they probably cannot kill me, and they're either going for Trick or like Volt Switch. Maybe they're clicking Thunderbolt, but like if they click Thunderbolt, I get a free Excadrill next turn. So I decided to just stay in and click Toxic Spikes. And this turn, I decided to go T-Tar. But they go Wheezing and absorb Toxic Spikes, which is fine, but I decide to just get up my rocks again. As they go Gliscor, which is fine. And here I decide to go hard Dragapult once again. I go Pidgeot this time, just to hit this with a Hurricane. Trying to scout what its coverage move is, because I know one of the moves is Earthquake. I do Hurricane, I click Hurricane, does 67, which is good damage, and they show Facade. Do good damage, but Facade means this cannot touch my Dragapult anymore because I have disabled, which is good to know. So here I make an aggressive play and click Roost because I didn't expect them to give Gliscor because I have an Excadrill, which they cannot revenge anymore. So I click Roost and get back to good health as they go Slowking. And here I just go Tyranitar. Didn't expect them to like, even if it clicks Skull and got a burn, like it was fine. I could set Sand and then go Excadrill. Trying to force the issue basically, and they click Future Sight, which is cool. And here I decided to click Crunch. Their switches for T-Tar were very limited. Like they either go Gliscor, but it's at 45% and would be at 33 after Rocks, and Crunch could have a roll to kill. And the only other switch was Mega Mobile, but then again that's taking chip damage. So I decided to click Crunch as they stay in, and unfortunately we don't kill. So I don't know what item this was, and like yeah, but they live, but we get the Slowking super low, so I can't even switch into Hurricane anymore. They're teleporting going to Mega Mobile, but they're not Intimidate, which means our Earthquake is max power, and I just click it because I can't let this thing set up. As they go for Rocks, which again works out for us because we get damage on Mega Mobile, which it cannot heal, and yeah, like it's super like close to dying, so it can't switch into like it can't even basically if it switches out, it can't even sub on Toxapex, so which is cool. And I'm not weak to Sucker Punch because I'm a T-Tar. So here I decide to make a play and just click Crunch. And oh, also this was the future side was really good for them because basically what that meant was if I switch into Magmortar on the mobile and they click the move, I would have to take that, then take the future sight, which would have been really bad for me. So I didn't want to do that, and I was fine with just sacking T-Tar here to play rough to get chip on this thing. So yeah, that's what I go for, but he clicks rock, so I get like, you know, more out of the turn. And here I decide just click crunch because like they didn't have anything for it, and I think it killed Mega Mobile. Like if it decided to stay in, that thing would be like taking damage as well. So yeah, I decided to stay in and click crunch, especially if he went to Gliscor on the earthquake, and that would be gone. But he goes Rotom Frost, and again I get a crit. Unfortunately, I think that mattered a little bit. But on the Rotom as well, I was just going to stay in because Rotom couldn't kill me in one hit. So I don't know how much that crit mattered, but yeah, unfortunate for my opponent. They go Gliscor now as I go hard into Dragapult as the Roost and get back to good amount of health, which is fine. And I can start spamming Hex again. As I do spam Hex, it does 58. As the click Earthquake and don't do a lot of damage because they're not cursed. And I kill this with another Hex, so I just decide to spam Hex. As to go Weezing, and we get 30%, meaning I thought it killed, so I decided to spam Hex. But unfortunately, I think we'd been getting high roll, so we got a middle or low roll there. But it lives on 1%, but the click Defog, which works out because I take no damage on this, and I kill that thing, which is cool. Next to go Mega Mobile, I didn't want to click Wisp like with that 50-50, so I decided to just go hard Magmortar because it was at full health. And like it covered the Play Rough or Sucker Punch play. So they click Play Rough, don't get the Flame Body burn, but I lived Sucker Punch, I think. So I decided to just click Lava Plume. As to go Gliscor, here I decided to first click Taunt. If he was faster, he was not going to click Earthquake because he would want to get the Roost off. And if he was slower, then we taunted anyway. If he clicked the Earthquake, it was fine because I could go Pidgeot and click Hurricane, or Dragapult and click Hex. So I decided to click Taunt as he does go for a Roost. And since the last Lava Plume did 37, I just click Lava Plume again, hoping that was like, you know, the same roll. They go Slowking. I decided to stay in and click Thunderbolt. Didn't want it to slack off or, you know, anything. They click Scald and we lived. Like, wow, that's crazy. Magmortar, super bulky. And here I make a slight misplay, I guess. I should have clicked Lava Plume. But I decided to just click Thunderbolt again, and Mobile lives on 1%. But here, like, I'm faster, so I expect them to click Sucker Punch, so I decided to just click Wisp. At the very least, my Magmortar would die with the Mobile. So, you know, like, that would be good for me because, like, I can go into whatever and kill this thing. So, yeah. But they click Sucker Punch, so I get that prediction right and get the kill. And there, I decided to just save the 6-0 because every game so far I've played has been a 6-0, like a 6-0 win for me or a 6-0 loss. So I decided to just go for that, like streak and keep the 6-0. So I go hard Dragapult, and as the Skull get the burn, doesn't matter because Hex will pick this off because 130 base power. And yeah, that'll be game. GG's to my opponent. Sorry about that hacks on Greninja, but it would have died to another rock entry or like 2 turns of sand. So, like, yeah. Definitely wouldn't have been a 6-0 if I didn't get the hacks on Greninja. I feel like would have taken him on for sure. Or like even if it died, it would have gotten Mega Mobile on Toxapex, and that would have been annoying because Mega Mobile would have gotten a kill or 2 for sure. So yeah, unfortunate, but we finally got to see Dragapult put in work because yeah, the games it was either came out in a 6-0 loss or it didn't get to come out because Pidgeot and Excadrill or Aromatisse just won the game. So yeah, finally we got to put in work with Dragapult, which is cool because I really love this mon. I think it's broken in Gen 8, so especially in 8 fonts for sure, and it might get banned really soon, so that's cool to know. Anyway, week 6, I made up for my week 5 game by winning, and we actually clean swept in Sword and Shield, and then won 1 game each in the other 2 formats to win the week 5 too. So we have 4-2 for the week, which is 4-2. And so basically it came down to if we win the last week, we make playoffs. If we lose, I think we would have not. I'm not sure if we would have made it or not. Would have depended on other results because I think there were two teams at 5-1 already locked. So it was basically for the last two spots. Uh, this week, one of my teammates wanted to use the Make a Pidgeot team, and if he didn't make playoffs, he would have not gone to use it. So I offered to let him use it, and he did, and he played a really good game and won with the goat. He won with Goat, which is really cool. Sorry, where is our game? Oh, here. So yeah, as you can see, my teammates all won their games so far, 4-0. So we have won the week, and that means we've clinched playoffs, and I think we've clinched second seed because of our differential, which is really cool. So yeah, like we were rated last in PRs, and nobody, thought our team would do good, but we're proving that Dara is wrong, which is really cool, for sure. And after a 0-2 start, winning 5 in a row and making playoffs pretty big. And yeah, if I get to play in playoffs, I'll probably be putting in more work and putting in effort trying to win, and probably using the Mega Pidgeot team. Also, I mean, now I'll probably look at the matchup before just saying give me the Pidgeot team. But yeah, another thing, I am close to 50 subs, which is kind of crazy because I just started like in June or May. So yeah, the support's been crazy, and like I really appreciate it. Like all the comments and likes and anyone who watches, I really appreciate it. It would be cool if you get to 50 subs before the end of the year. So if you watch my content and you're not subscribed, it would help me out if you drop a sub. It's free, and you get to be notified when I upload a video. I will be uploading more again now. There was like a 2-week break in between, but because I didn't have leagues or playoff games or games to upload. So yeah, that's it from me. Bye, and have a nice day. See you.